Ireland, private hospitals will be made public for duration of pandemic. The state will take control of all private hospital facilities. Health Minister, patients with this virus will be treated for free, and they'll be treated as part of a single, national hospital service. Patients with this virus will be treated for free, and they'll be treated as part of a single, national hospital service. Cries in American. Some 2,000 beds, 9 laboratories, and thousands of staff have been drafted into the public system, Leo Varadkar said at a press conference today. Fucking legends. We need governments to step up like this. Not all of them can, so it's incredibly important for the ones who can to actually do it. Backslash post about Ireland in a sub that is meant to provide people with a place where they can escape Reddit's Americentrism. Backslash half the comments are about the US again. Never change, Reddit. Why is everyone talking about the US here? We get it, you have shit healthcare system. That's not news at this point. Kudos to Ireland government for handling it like pros. I'm proud of my country. Obviously we're operating on a different scale to most countries suffering from the pandemic, but it's still a good precedent to set. I've been so very, very proud of being Irish throughout this crisis. This may sound utterly naive, but right now as both an Irish and European citizen I feel like I live in some utopia. We are all being attacked by this virus, but the society I'm lucky enough to be born in/inherit wants to use its resources to protect us. Ireland has had some shitehawks in government over my lifetime, and the current crew don't have a great record at looking after the weakest, but over the past weeks they have pulled out all the stops, knowing that a nation relies and is defined by all its people, including young, sick, and elderly. Now those who lose their jobs will receive a substantial portion of their wages to keep them moving forward. I'm aware that the play from the government is to maintain the banks and a functioning society, etc., but it's the willingness to just get it done that makes me feel good and safe. Again, I know it might seem naive, but being part of society that makes you feel safe and important is awesome, not to mention all the other class shit about being Irish. Gwan. Stay safe and wash your fucking hands. As a dual Irish-American citizen who lives in the States but my folks live in Ireland, I feel uniquely qualified to expand on this. Ireland has a voting system that encourages compromise and leads to political parties who are politically closer in ideology than the US. What is ironic here is that Ireland had an election in early February and the current government lost. They went from the largest party at 47 seats to the third largest at 35. You generally need a coalition of 80 to govern in a majority, or you at least need 80 to not oppose you. The two bigger parties have 37 and 38 seats respectively, so there was no clear winner to the election. The current Irish government had indicated they were ready to step down and let another party try to form a government with them. Independents, there's 19, and smaller parties. Then this shit happened. The current head of the government also happens to be a MD by trade, and everyone seems to think he's doing a really good job right now handling the crisis. At any point in time the current government could be ousted just by a simple majority of legislators voting in a new government, but it has not happened because there's general acknowledgement that this isn't a time to fuck around. On St. Patrick's Day he gave this speech. https://youtube. b/tpqcr5 new rhy, and it's without a doubt the highlight of his political career to date. It was so good we even let the Churchill quote slide. Good things they've done include: * closed all pubs on March 16. * closed all schools. * reimbursed companies who continued to pay employees the weekly social welfare equivalent of €203 per week. This was recently increased to €350, and they now allow your company to add to that. * housed the homeless in the now empty hotels. * the major banks have allowed people to take an extended break from mortgage payments. This still has yet to be made mandatory, and the loans held by foreign-owned banks are still acting as normal. * issued a freeze on evictions. Things have moved fast everywhere, but I know my parents largely feel safe right now, even though they know it's early days. The familiar worries have largely been addressed, i.e. how you will support yourself if you can't work, which makes the unfamiliar worries easier to deal with. My biggest fear is that Ireland gets over this crisis and the US, which is not moving things along as quickly, will still be in the midst of the crisis come Christmas, not an unrealistic expectation of there's a fall re-emergence or if we don't actually distance. I will be unable to leave as there will still be travel restrictions. Did they even try thoughts and prayers? It's the same in France, it has just been said. As an American who lived in Ireland for 5 years or so and fully enjoyed the health care I had there, I can 100% say that no American will understand what this means. It will be taken wildly out of context. They won't understand the public and private part and how those hospitals and employees are compensated, and that free means something totally different in this context. They won't understand that private hospitals already serve the public system. My oldest son was born in a private hospital in Cork on the public system, meaning free of course. They won't get that there are only a handful of such and most are Catholic in nature and they're interchangeable. They won't understand what health insurance is as it applies to Irish healthcare. VHI, for instance, is exceptionally different than what an American thinks of as health insurance. In summary, this is exactly how it would work in Ireland. It would absolutely not work like that in America. Healthcare in Ireland is already free. You pay VHI, for instance, if you make a few extra coin and want a private room or other niceties. Otherwise, all healthcare in Ireland is always free to everyone at zero cost, meaning free, not the US healthcare version. The first thing that should be on your mind after getting coronavirus is how to overcome it. Not overcoming the medical expenses that follow. Communists. The US. #man, it's almost like healthcare is a right or something and there should always be a public option. Gonna be some salty Americans here. Goddamn, Ireland is ballin'. Hats off to you buds from Canada. First Finnegan's Wake and now this. Love, Ireland. Time to rewatch that doctor on UK TV saying Ireland didn't have a health service while trying to play up Boris's lack of action. https://mobile, twitter.com/bowsoft/status/1239490782861709312. Ref_SRC equals TWSRC%5 @foot%7 tcom%5 tweetum bed and ref_URL equals https://3a%2f%2fd780260688878484740. AMP project. Net%2f2003101714470%2 frame. HTML. I'm not a fan of Leo and FG, but they need our support right now and are doing their best. Americans probably can't understand this. So proud of my government's response to this crisis. Leo Varadkar gets a lot of shit, but he's been an absolute rock through this. Man, I'm really happy that Ireland is doing this, and at the same time it's really frustrating as an American. My insurance will be gone in a month if I'm not back to work, and then I won't be able to afford any health care. If we gave everyone free health care, we'd have to wait a week in line to be seen. Guy who's still paying off that medical bill from 2003, but hey, at least he didn't have to wait. Incoming confused Americans. Capitalism worst nightmare, life over profit. I'm Irish and currently living abroad in Canada. I can't get over how impressed I am with how Ireland have dealt with the situation and how our healthcare workers have been at the top of the game. Our government wasted zero time and acted immediately, whilst countries like the UK have unfortunately seen their cases escalate. In the words of the famous Irish poet Seamus Heaney, if we winter this one out, we can summer anywhere. The government here has been amazing at communicating a clear strategy and measures they're taking to fight the virus. It's very reassuring. And then we have that moron, Conor McGregor, purporting to speak on behalf of the Irish people. For anyone unaware, he's widely regarded as an embarrassment and a thug awaiting conviction for some pretty serious crimes.